Cartoon villains can be scary, silly, or just plain weird. Some make the show better, while others are too boring to care about. In this list, we're diving into the best and worst cartoon villains again, who nailed it and who totally flopped. You won't believe who made the cut. Let's start with animation's most terrifying triangle. Nobody does mind games like Bill Cipher. Bill Cipher looks like a simple yellow triangle with one eye, but behind that funny shape is one of the scariest and most powerful villains in any cartoon. He can enter people's dreams, control their minds, and even change the world around him. He isn't the kind of bad guy who fights with fists. He plays with your head. That's what makes him dangerous. In Gravity Falls, Bill slowly becomes a real threat. At first, he's just a strange figure who shows up in dreams.
Deal. Well, time to invade Stan's mind. This should be fun. Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. Buy gold, buy!
But soon, he starts making deals with people and tricking them into doing what he wants. He's smart, tricky, and always one step ahead. He even manages to trick the smartest character in the show and causes big problems for the main characters.
I even know what you're thinking right now. Mike! You're out of your league, kids. Turn around now before you see something you might regret. Later, suckers!
Bill doesn't like rules. He turns everything upside down. He can melt buildings, freeze time, and turn people into stone or animals. When he finally brings his weird world to Gravity Falls during Weirdmageddon, the town becomes a total mess.
You can't even imagine what you just cost me! Do you have any idea what I'm like?
When I'm mad?
Colors go crazy, the sky cracks open, and monsters run wild. It feels like a nightmare with no end.
Did you miss me? Admit it, you missed me. I've been keeping an
Eye on you.
Even though he's scary, Bill is also funny and full of energy. He dances, tells jokes, and acts like he's always having fun. But behind that smile is someone who enjoys hurting others. He doesn't care about anyone, he wants total chaos. That makes him even more terrifying. You never know what he'll do next.
human soda! I'm gonna drink it like a person! So where do you keep that journal anyway? It's gotta be around here somewhere.
Bill is pure madness in a tiny shape. He's bold, creepy, clever, and powerful. He turned a fun cartoon into a scary world of nightmares. That's why he's one of the best villains ever. Now for villains who are more joke than threat. Man Ray and the Dirty Bubble are completely harmless. Man Ray and the Dirty Bubble might look like classic supervillains, but they're really just walking jokes. They wear scary costumes and talk like they're tough, but they're never really a threat to anyone. Most of the time, they end up losing to SpongeBob and Patrick by accident.
You cannot save them, sponge of mystery! They are trapped by my awesome surface tension!
Man Ray is supposed to be this powerful, evil guy, but the moment he shows up, the show turns silly. In one episode, SpongeBob and Patrick try to teach him how to be good. Instead of fighting or causing chaos, he gets trapped in a tickle belt. That's not evil, that's just ridiculous.
Well, don't be.
All right, this way, gentlemen. Huh? Oh, I'm dreadfully sorry, gentlemen. You must be in the wrong room. This room is reserved for the BGATFBC.
Then there's the Dirty Bubble, a giant bubble with angry eyes. He talks big, but pops easily. That's it, he's defeated with one simple touch. His biggest moment was losing to SpongeBob in a paddleball game. Not very scary.
So you'll recognize me when I see you in jail! I'm the Dirty Bubble, and baby, I'm back!
These two are meant to be funny, not dangerous. They show up for a quick laugh, usually as part of a joke about superheroes. They're side characters in Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy's stories. And even those old heroes treat them more like annoying pests than real enemies.
Actually, Mr. Man Racer, only your head is free.
By the supreme authority of wickedness.
What makes them bad villains isn't that they're funny, it's that they never do anything truly villainous. They don't create any real problems or force the main characters to grow or struggle. They're just there for short, silly moments that don't lead anywhere.
You old coots provided me the perfect distraction. Now, prepare prepare to be disappeared.
Sounds good on paper, you purveyor of pure evil.
Man Ray and the Dirty Bubble may dress like classic bad guys, but they don't scare anyone. They're harmless, cartoonish, and easy to beat. In a world full of weird characters, they blend into the background. Here's a villain who proves quiet is deadly. Evil Morty plays the long game better than anyone. Evil Morty isn't loud or wild like most villains. He's quiet, calm, and always thinking ahead. That's what makes him scary. While other Mortys follow their Ricks, Evil Morty breaks the whole system.
Another adventure where I went up an ass.
Oh, good. Are we having this fight again? Let me guess. You're gonna leave or throw a sulking fit?
You think you know everything, Rick, but you're basically just a giant 8-year-old.
I'm not doing this anymore.
He doesn't want to be another sidekick. He wants freedom, and he'll do anything to get it. He first shows up wearing an eye patch, tricking everyone into thinking he's a regular Morty. Behind the scenes, he's controlling a secret plan that outsmarts even Rick. That's already impressive. Outsmarting the smartest man in the universe is no small thing. Evil Morty doesn't want to rule a planet or get revenge. His goal is bigger. He wants to destroy the idea that Ricks should always be in charge. He sees how broken the multiverse is, how it's built to keep Ricks at the top and Morty's at the bottom. He decides to burn it all down and build something new. That's not just rebellion, that's revolution.
What are you doing? Oh shit! Evil Morty! Should I grab the net?
Yes! Hang tight. Morty's getting the net.
Wait, is this what I think it is? Of course it is. Everything's what I think it is. You're basically fracking the central finite curve to flesh out a version of yourself.
And the most shocking part? He wins. He breaks the central finite curve, walks into a brand new universe, and leaves everything behind. No big battle, no huge fight, just a perfect plan that works. That's power. That's real villain energy.
Today, sir.
But Evil Morty isn't evil for the fun of it. He's tired of being used. He's tired of the system. That's what makes him such a strong character. You might not agree with his methods, but you understand why he's doing it. Evil Morty is cold, brilliant, and patient. He plays the long game and never loses focus. He's not just another Morty. He's the one who changed everything. That makes him one of the best villains in modern animation. Let's look at a villain who's all bark, no bite. Mr. Crocker is loud, but totally useless. Mr. Crocker is one of the most over-the-top characters in the Fairly Odd Parents. He's wild, twitchy, and constantly shouting "Fairy Godparents" at the top of his lungs. But let's be honest, that doesn't make him a real villain. It makes him a running gag.
A dinosaur? Extraordinary. No normal child could have access to that type of genetic technology. There's only one logical explanation.
His whole life is built around one obsession, proving that fairy godparents exist. That's it. He's not trying to take over the world or hurt anyone, he just wants to catch a fairy, and he fails every single time. He makes crazy machines, wild plans, and even breaks into people's homes, all for proof that no one believes. And Timmy, a 10-year-old kid, outsmarts him without even trying.
Is it me, or has Crocker gone crazy with pop quizzes?
Pop quiz?
That's a yes.
Quick, what is the daily recommended dosage of vitamin B12? Too late!
Crocker's not scary, he's weird. His backstory is meant to make you laugh, not feel sorry for him. He used to have fairy godparents as a kid, lost them, and never got over it. Instead of moving on, he became the town's creepiest teacher, muttering to himself and throwing tantrums in front of his students.
Proof of the existence of fairy godparents!
Hello, I'm right here. I can hear every word you're saying.
Head beeping fairy detector!
Hello, I'm right here.
Even when he almost gets close to the truth, something silly always ruins it. A sneeze, a slip, or Cosmo doing something dumb. Crocker can't win. Not because he's unlucky, but because he's too ridiculous to be taken seriously.
Sorry I'm late. No point in getting dressed anymore when you're invisible.
Ah! Mega stop!
What makes him one of the worst villains is that nothing he does ever changes the story. He's more like comic relief than a threat. He doesn't grow, he doesn't learn, and he never even gets close to achieving anything.
Woohoo, yay, and we all you want, little fairies. I'll still have the last laugh. Once you're out of the way, I'll blow that big wand out of existence!
Mr. Crocker is loud, dramatic, and fun to watch, but as a villain, he's useless. He chases fairies like someone chasing shadows, and in the end, that's all he ever does. Now we have a villain who makes failure fun. Dr. Doofenshmirtz is lovably evil. Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz might be silly, but that's what makes him special. He's the face of villainy in Phineas and Ferb, and somehow he manages to be both hilarious and full of heart. Sure, his evil plans usually fail, but behind the laughs is a character with real depth.
Dad?
Oh, hi, Vanessa.
Dad, what are you doing?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I fell down this hill. Now I got glue on my hands and I got records on my fingers.
Doofenshmirtz isn't trying to destroy the world. He's usually just trying to take over the tri-state area. And his tools? His famous innators. From the Shrinkinator to the Forget About It Innator, his machines are creative, ridiculous, and part of what made the show so fun. Each episode had a new, goofy plan, and fans loved seeing what wild device he'd invent next.
Okay, Doofy boy, time to governanate. Right on time, Perry the Platypus. This concerns you. I have just made it illegal to thwart the Tri-Governor of the Tri-State area, which, ipso facto, is me.
But what really makes Doofenshmirtz stand out is his backstory. He had a rough childhood. His parents ignored him. His brother was the favorite, and he even had to be a lawn gnome for his family. These moments add a layer of sadness to his character, making him more than just a cartoon villain. You start to understand why he acts the way he does.
Well, I just finished it. It can't be broken already. I stand corrected. All right, what's with the giant shuttlecock?
We're really sorry, sir.
Despite calling himself evil, Doofenshmirtz isn't mean. He cares about his daughter, he never wants to hurt anyone, and he even becomes friends with his enemy, Perry the Platypus. Their battles feel more like a daily routine than an actual fight, almost like old buddies playing a game. In the end, Doofenshmirtz is unforgettable. He brings humor, emotion, and creativity to every episode. He may fail at being truly evil, but he wins at being one of the most entertaining villains in animation. Now, here's where things get disappointing. Family Guy villains are wasted potential at its worst. Family Guy has had its fair share of so-called villains, but most of them barely leave a mark. Characters like Bertram, Stewie's half-brother, were set up to be major threats. He's smart, evil, and wants to destroy Stewie. Sounds promising, right? But the show never sticks with it.
What the deuce?
Bertram appears in only a few episodes, and each time he feels completely different. Sometimes he's dangerous, other times he's just weird or annoying.
It's going to be a shame to destroy such a worthy adversary.
My thoughts exactly.
There's no steady story for him, no clear goal that lasts. He's written more like a joke than a real enemy, and the show doesn't build any real tension around him. And it's not just Bertram. Other villains in Family Guy come and go without much purpose. They're mostly used for one-off gags or short plot lines that get forgotten by the next episode. Nobody changes, nobody grows, and the villains never feel like real threats to the main cast. Even when someone does something awful, it's usually brushed off with a joke and never brought up again. The problem is, Family Guy doesn't care about serious storytelling. That's fine for comedy, but it means their villains never feel important. There's no real danger or impact. It's all played for laughs, which makes the villains easy to forget.
You there. Would you like a piece of candy?
In the end, Family Guy villains feel like background noise. They're inconsistent, underused, and often pointless. There's nothing memorable about them, because the show never gives them the time or care to become something great. They could have been more, but they just aren't. Let's dive into pure nightmare fuel. The Lich brings horror to a whole new level. The Lich feels like pure doom moving through the land of Ooh. His bones glow green, his voice rumbles like a cave and chills the air. Every time he walks on screen, the music drops and the jokes die. Even Finn and Jake turn quiet. They know they face an ancient force older than time.
The Lich.
What's that sound?
The legendary Billy attacked him and pummeled him into the resin of this tree.
The Lich does not make deals, he gives orders. He uses mind control on small creatures, then marches whole armies toward the last spark of life. He speaks about ending all things. No hate, no joy, only the cold goal of wiping out every living soul.
I'm gonna bark him.
His power shows in many forms. He blasts fire that freezes. His green flame burns hope away. He melts stone with a touch. He opens portals to places where life never began. In one story, he tricks Finn by hiding inside a snail. When the portal opens, Earth cracks like glass. Only a wish from the cosmic cube keeps the world alive. Many villains want gold or control. The Lich cares only for silence. That single aim makes him stronger than anyone. He stands as the pure idea of death wrapped in a ragged cloak. He is the scariest face on Cartoon Network. Now for the villains who lost their edge. The Simpsons bad guys overstayed their welcome. When it comes to villains, The Simpsons doesn't really have strong ones. Sideshow Bob is the most well-known, and yes, he had his moments. His first few appearances were clever, funny, and even a little intense.
Ah, still not dead. Psych.
But after a while, even Bob turned into a running gag. He kept escaping prison, making threats, and getting outsmarted by Bart every single time. His plan stopped being scary and started feeling silly. Outside of Sideshow Bob, the show struggles to deliver real villains. Most of them are just cranky neighbors, greedy businessmen, or one-time characters who show up for one episode and are never seen again. They're not dangerous or complex, they're just there to make a joke and leave. Even characters like, who should be terrifying, end up being more of a cartoon punchline. He's old, weak, and usually more confused than evil. His schemes don't go anywhere, and the town never takes him seriously. The same goes for Mayor Quimby, Fat Tony, or any other bad guy the show introduces. None of them really push the story forward or challenge the main characters in meaningful ways. The truth is, The Simpsons isn't built for strong villains. It's about the town, the jokes, and the daily chaos of the characters' lives. That's fine, but it means their villains end up weak and forgettable. They come and go without impact, and that's why they rank low on the villain list. Here's a villain who redefined scary for kids. Him is psychological horror at its best. Him was unlike any other villain in the Powerpuff Girls. While other bad guys robbed banks or built robots, Him went straight for fear. With his red skin, clawed hands, and echoing voice that shifted from soft whispers to sudden growls, Him felt more like a demon than a cartoon villain. He didn't just fight the Powerpuff Girls, he played with their minds. He could appear out of nowhere, take over dreams, and twist reality to his liking. In one episode, he traps the girls in a fake, dark world where everything feels wrong. His goal isn't money or control, it's suffering. He enjoys watching fear grow. That's what makes him terrifying. Him also stood out because of how little he explained. He didn't brag about plans or waste time talking. He moved slowly, spoke in riddles, and let the silence do the work. That made every scene with him feel heavy and tense. His androgynous look, with long eyelashes, high heels, and a deep red dress, added to the mystery. Was he the devil? A ghost? No one knew. That made him even scarier. He couldn't be boxed into any one idea. He was pure evil with style. For a show meant for kids, Him brought real horror. He wasn't just strong, he was deeply disturbing. He didn't lose because the girls punched harder. He lost because they overcame fear. That makes Him one of the best and creepiest villains in cartoon history. Finally, villains who are weird just to be weird. Regular show villains are random chaos with no impact. Regular show is packed with wild, over-the-top villains. Giant geese, evil karate machines, cursed video games, and time-traveling hot dog monsters. They pop up out of nowhere, cause chaos for an episode, and disappear just as fast. These villains fit the show's random and surreal style, but most of them don't leave much of a mark. They aren't built with real stories or motives. Most are just strange creatures or objects that go rogue. There's no big master plan, no real threat that lasts more than a few minutes. They show up, the park crew fights them, and it's over. Even when a villain returns, like Garrett Bobby Ferguson or the Baby Duck's enemy, the impact isn't that strong. That doesn't mean these villains are bad for the show. They work well in short, crazy episodes, but they're not the kind of villains you remember for being smart, creepy, or deep. They're more like punchlines with powers. Some cartoon villains are pure nightmare fuel. Others, just loud, weird, or completely useless. We're back with another round for best versus worst villains. Some will shock you, others will make you laugh. Either way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more villain showdowns. Also, watch this next video on your screen right now. You'll love it.